Alright, what's going on boys, it's Alone Courier here. So that's a difference because I've changed my name on YouTube now. I've now officially got two channels. I just want to make that really clear to some people. So my original channel was called The Lone Courier, right? And basically I took a big hiatus off of making gameplay videos because I just wasn't enjoying it. And basically I decided, like, I started getting back into riding my mountain bike again, like pretty much regularly. So my thought process was like, right, I enjoy watching a lot of mountain bike content on YouTube. There's a lot of channels out there that are pretty much devoted to making mountain bike videos now, and it's really entertaining for me. But I understand that there's a lot of people out there that think, you know what, that's not very fun for me to watch. And my channel was based off of gaming commentaries and gaming videos and whatnot, and I understand that there's a lot of people that aren't interested in that kind of content, and people that sub to me for the gameplay commentaries are now watching these biking videos, and you're like, you know what, it's the same guy, same personality, same style in some places, but you know what, it's not the same kind of content that I was subscribed for. So this is the point in this channel. It is to be a channel for all my gameplays. I'm going to re-upload some of my old montages and stuff on this channel just so there is some content on there, like some old school gaming content that I'm quite proud of, because there's some of my Gears of War montages that I made back in the day that I'm like, you know what, I still really like that. I think that's some of my best work yet. So yeah, gonna have a lot of old school content on this channel, gonna upload some of my old videos. Also gonna upload some videos about Gears of War, gonna upload some about Call of Duty. You know, I'm just gonna keep it a wide berth of games that I'm gonna kind of talk about on this channel. At this current moment, there's not many big releases coming out that I can really think of that I want to cover. The games that are out that I want to talk about, it would just kind of be Call of Duty and then Gears of War 5 as well, because I'm really into Gears of War again. But I'm just going to kind of move away from talking about Gears of War for a couple of minutes, because that's not the point in this commentary. The point of this commentary is to talk about Modern Warfare and be a little bit critical about the game. Now, I'm just going to say that this channel, I want to kind of keep it a wee bit more light-hearted than my previous content, because Jesus Christ, you watch some of my old videos and it's so negative, filled with vitriol. Oh man, I can't watch my old videos, like it's actually torture. Like, I'm one of those guys where I'm like, I can't watch my own content, but see, when it comes to watching my old commentaries, it's like, man, you need to lighten up. Leave the house, big man. But, yeah, I'm just going to try and keep it a wee bit more positive on this channel from now on, because, like, who enjoys watching negative videos all the time? I mean, I like, no bashing you if that's your thing. Like, if you like watching a good old-fashioned rant video, if a game deserves a rant video, I'll watch it, you know. But, like, the style of my old commentaries, I was just so filled with anger, so much rage going on. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude, take a Xan and just chill out, you know. But that is going to try and be the tone of this channel. I'm going to try and keep it a wee bit more light-hearted, going to keep it a wee bit more PC, not PC, but you know, I'm going to try and like tone down the anger a lot. But there is some critical points I want to make about Modern Warfare today. I'm not just going to make a bunch of rant videos about the game, but there is one video that I really want to make, and that's just kind of discussing the negatives of the game overall, because like, as much as the game is good in places, it's also really bad in certain places, and to be honest with you guys, I've not touched it in a long time because of the bad aspects. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it. So I've got a wee list here written about critical points about the game that I want to talk about, and the first one has got to be the most prominent issue that I've seen in the most videos, and that has got to be the mountain system in this game. Now, of course, if you've played Modern Warfare, the mountain system is where you approach a window or a wall, you can mount on it, and of course this is like something a soldier would probably do in real life. I'm not going to even act like I understand what real life soldier tactics would be or what tactics the military uses, because you know what, I have no clue, but I'm assuming if you're wanting to try and get a good shot with like a fully automatic rifle, you would kind of brace yourself up against the wall to get, you know, a wee bit of a better shot going on. And obviously they've tried to reflect that in this game by having the mounting on windows, mounting on walls feature, but it just, you've got to remember that this is Call of Duty that we're playing here. Call of Duty isn't known for being a milsim, it's not known for being a slow, methodical, tactical shooter. It's known for being fast-paced, twitchy action, where you just run into a room, there's 3 guys there, but you've got an SMG that's got a high fire rate, and you just spray them all down, and you leave the room, you've got a UAV, and you're like, yes, get the endorphins rushing. Now that's what Call of Duty is all about. It's all about high octane, fast paced action. And you go back and you play any one of the old Call of Duty games, and most of them all offer that same kind of entertainment. Of course, there is a couple of exceptions of games where they're a lot more slow paced. Call of Duty Ghost being the main example, man, that game was as slow as a snail. But Modern Warfare is even slower. Now of course that's due to the mountain and whatnot, and like, I find that the mountain is just really frustrating to deal with, because you end up with a lot of window campers in the game, Of course, it's people that are just sitting up on a window, because when you mount on a window, you start spraying down a full automatic on your gun, and it makes no difference at all. Like, there is no recoil, and it's insane. So picture this, you're running about the map, you've got an MP5, you know, you're just doing your thing, you're just trying to get into the flow, trying to get it going like Call of Duty 4, the OG, the GOAT, you know, trying to get that good shit going, and you're sprinting about, and boom, somebody's sitting up in a window and just hoses you down, and then you've got a massive map to run back across to get the exact same death from a different window this time. And then when you go to challenge them next time, you just get sprayed down again, unless you throw in a C4, and then chances are they've probably got a trophy system set up in the room which blocks your C4 anyway, so it's like, what am I supposed to do? It's just things like that in this game that really start to wear you down after a while. Like, I'm not even going to act like I haven't played this game. Like, I've played this game a lot. At first, I really did enjoy this game. I would say that it was one of the best Call of Duty games that has came out in a long time. But after a while of playing it, it starts to grind you down, it starts to wear you down, you know, like, you're like, this game just, it hasn't got the same appeal when it first came out, and it's just really frustrating to play at times, because of the issues with campers and window mounters and just all this sort of shit that just, it really bothers you after a while, you know. As I said, mounting is a really big issue. It just needs to never come back in another Call of Duty game. Like, there is no need for it. There was big enough problems with head glitching in games like Black Ops 3, and then they go and do this. It's like, come on dude, it's even worse than head glitching. When it was head glitching, it was alright, because you could at least get the head and shoulders shot. If you can't hit them in the head, you at least hit them in the shoulders, and that's it. But in this game, it's like, all you see is a head, and that's it. So it's really hard to deal with, you know, unless you've got a bit of C4 that you can just throw over them, but you'll just get hosed down before you even get the C4 close to them. So yeah, that kind of ties into my next point that I just kind of addressed that a wee second ago there, is big maps. They're too hard to get across. Like, it takes far too long to get across one of these big maps in Modern Warfare. Like, there is some of them that are fucking gigantic, and like, see, when you get killed by a window camper and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna shit on that kid. So you run all the way back across the map, which is huge. It's like running across 5 football pitches. You go for the gridiron touchdown, you're like, yes sir, and you just get shit on again. It's honestly, it's like you're just getting slapped by a fly swatter constantly. The maps take way too long to get across. A lot of them are just bland and uninteresting. I know that is the point in this game. It's Modern Warfare, not fucking garden warfare like in Black Ops 3, where your tiny little soldiers playing on this big garden table with the hot dogs and the, you know, somebody's having a picnic and there's a barbecue going on. No, like that stuff where it's pure unrealistic as hell. But I mean, like, come on dude, like, the maps are uninteresting. We need a mixed balance between being a little bit more too far-fetched and actually being realistic. Like, Call of Duty, as I said, is not supposed to be a milsim, so they need to just stop making this game as realistic as they can. Modern Warfare, right, fair enough, go for modern kind of maps. Obviously with Black Ops 3, Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 4, they were kind of taking things a little bit too far with their map design. Of course, in Advanced Warfare you had a lot of industrial biotech labs, and there was a lot of laboratories in your maps, and you know, all this sort of stuff going on, and a lot of people weren't the biggest fan of that. But to be honest with you, I think those maps were some of the most interesting. Of course, you're not really looking at the scenery of a map as you're firing endless bullets at people, but it's a little bit more interesting to be playing on a map like Biolab than it is to be playing on a map like, that's the thing, I can't even think of a map from Modern Warfare. That is how unimpressive they are. They're all just very bland and boring, and they all just kind of fade into the next one. Like, I am struggling to remember a map from this game that is actually brand new and that is actually standout. Like, I would say there is no standout maps in this game, maybe besides Shoot House, which of course is a new one that sticks in my head because it's so small, but the rest of them are all just pretty boring, you know? Whereas you go back and you look at Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, Advanced Warfare, you've got maps that actually stick in your mind after you play the game. Like, 3 years down the road, you're still going to be remembering maps like Biolab, Comeback, and Detroit from Advanced Warfare, maybe even a wee bit Defender, you know, maps like that. Maybe that's just because I'm a sweat for Advanced Warfare and I love that game. I've got an endless boner for that game, but maybe that's just me having fanboy feelings for that game. But maybe that's also just because the maps were a wee bit more memorable, just because of their distinct layouts and their themes and the vibes going on in the maps. But you know, it's just one of those things, like, we need more memorable maps. Like there is other maps that people remember, like Underpass, pretty unremarkable map, but people always remember Underpass. You get Afghan, you get a wee bit, what's the map with a estate, you know, maps like that. Terminal as well, like who can ever forget Terminal? You know, these maps stick in your mind because they kind of stand out and they've got quite their own unique kind of vibe to them, their own unique feeling, especially with like the setting as well, like that's quite unique as well. There's no really any maps like that in Modern Warfare. They're all pretty boring and bland. Like there's that one map that came out recently that's like set in a sawmill. You know, you're playing it and you're like, It's got the same kind of layout as like 3 other maps in the game. And you know what, just the maps are pretty unremarkable and they're just overall pretty boring and they're bland, and as I said, too many people fade into the background on these maps. It's pretty frustrating to play against. But yeah, that was another point I wanted to talk about, was the boring maps. Also need to say that in the new kind of more arcadey style maps that you get, you know, we've had some small maps that have released recently. We've got Rust, Shoot House, we've got Shipment back again. These maps are actually broken as hell in this game. Like I don't know about you guys, but I've tried to play Shoot the Ship recently. Well, the last time it was in the playlist, and Shipment is unplayable in this game, dude. It is insanely broken. Like World War II Shipment, they actually made it a wee bit bigger, and that was better. But then you've got Modern Warfare's version of Shipment, which is tiny, and you just get slaughtered as soon as you spawn in. Like you get people that camp the spawns, and the spawns are so broken in it as well. It's like, oh my goodness, oh! You finish the game and you're about crying in frustration because it's just insane. You can't even get a single kill. It's like, oh my god. I thought I was good at Call of Duty until I came into this lobby, and it's like I am good at Call of Duty, but just know when the spawns are this broken. Oh man, it's not a fun game. Like, well, it's not a fun kind of map to play on. It's just the tactical kind of elements of the game, it just doesn't mesh well with the classic maps again. That's something else I wanted to talk about, like Backlot coming back into this game. Oh man, the old school maps were made for a more arcadey kind of game style, right? And it just does not fit with this new gameplay style from Modern Warfare. Like the old school flow from the old school Call of Duty maps, they don't fit with this new kind of flow from Modern Warfare, which isn't really even a flow at all. It's just kind of camp till you get time limit, and it's no fun to play on, man. And like the skill-based matchmaking in the game as well. Like I'm not gonna harp on about that too much because that's been covered enough on YouTube. But oh my goodness, the skill-based matchmaking is so thick in this game. It is literally thicker than Cardi B. Like honestly, dude, it is insane. Like I've got a positive KD, I think it's just a little bit over 1.2, if I'm lucky, I don't know, I can't remember, it's probably lower than the last time I checked, but anyway, I've got a decent enough KD ratio, like 1 point something, and see the sweats I get matched up with, man, like, it is insane. I'm actually kind of tempted to just reverse boost until the end of this game's life cycle to get some decent lobbies. Like, people said there was skill-based matchmaking in Advanced Warfare, and to an extent I would agree, but also to another extent I would just say that the 3D movement in those games with the jetpacks kind of just made the game a lot more sweaty. The same goes for Black Ops 3, I didn't really feel like there was a level of skill-based matchmaking in that game. In fact, if you go back and play it now, there is no level of skill-based matchmaking. I will say that there is team-based matchmaking, which of course, if you are in the lobby and you're like level 500 something and there's like another level 500, the game will try its absolute hardest to put you two people on opposite teams. They'll never team you up together, and that's just the way it goes, man. Like, I think that's kind of fair enough. Just, it's like when you're playing Gears of War, you don't want 5 re-up players on one team that are all like re-up 10, and you just want low level Bambis on the other team. Like, you don't want that in Gears of War, because you'd be the one re-up player on that one team with all the rest of them being 0 re-ups, like level 50s, with maybe a level 1 in there as well. You wouldn't want that happening to you against full prestige players on the other team. And it's fair enough when you do it in CoD, because it just kind of makes the game a little bit more interesting. Well, not interesting, but it just makes it a little bit more fair for all players involved. But, like, I honestly just believe what everybody else thinks. They need to just prioritise connection. Like, ping is king. Like, that is it. You can't just prioritise matchmaking based on skill, because then you'll be matching up with people from across the world instead of people in your country where they're going to have the best connection. Like, they just need to fix it. No more skill-based matchmaking, please. And if you do need it, ranked game modes, as GCP said earlier. Ranked game modes are the only place that skill-based matchmaking should be in CoD. Like, it's just that simple, in my honest opinion. Moving on, I've got some other things that I want to talk about, and that is, well, 2 more things I want to talk about before I finish off this video, because we're at 14 minutes already, which is a very lengthy boy. So, one of the last things I want to talk about is the grind-filled Battle Pass. Oh my goodness, the Battle Pass in this game is actually insane. Like, the Battle Pass was pretty grindy in Black Ops 4, but it wasn't impossible. You could get pretty far through it pretty easily. Of course, you had your daily tier skips and whatnot, which made it a lot easier to get through the Battle Pass. I can't even remember how many levels there was in the Black Ops 4 Battle Pass, but if you had a daily tier skip for 100 days and you were getting through that Battle Pass, no bother. Of course, the operations in Black Ops 3, I can't remember how long they were, but if I do remember correctly, they were maybe about a couple of months long. And in this game, it feels like you just don't get enough time to actually complete the Battle Pass without paying COD points to get either through the first 20 levels or to get through the later levels of it. And it's just a complete slap in the face, dude. Like, I don't know why game developers are being so insistent on pulling so much time and money away from you recently. Like, I understand why. Because if they didn't have the Battle Pass the way it was in Modern Warfare, people wouldn't want to play it, right? So they introduce this Battle Pass and they make it so grindy that you have no other option but to play the game non-stop to get to level 100. And like, other games have gone for Battle Passes. Gears of War 5 has got a very similar system called the Tour of Duty, right? And in Gears of War 5, you get about 4 daily challenges to get stars towards your Tour of Duty rank up. I think there's maybe about 50 tiers in the Gears of War 5 one. I'm not entirely sure, but it's like you get stars per level, right? And as you go up through the levels, the star requirement gets higher and higher. So of course it means that you blaze through the first 20 levels of the Battle Pass, but then the last 20 or so are a wee bit longer, they're a wee bit more grindier, but they're not a grind, right? Because in Gears of War 5 they also give you medals that you can work towards, like say, get 100 eliminations with the long shot sniper rifle, get 50 with a torque bow, get 250 with a lancer, get rank challenges, horde challenges, escape challenges. There is challenges for every game mode except campaign, and they're all fairly easily attainable with a little bit of gameplay dedication. You know, like, you work towards these challenges and it will be a grind, but it makes you rank up quicker and quicker. And if you're going for these challenges, you're going to get through the Battle Pass pretty quickly in Gears 5. Now, if you compare the Battle Pass in Gears 5, I'm basically already max level on it. Like, I'm not max level on it yet, but I'm maybe 3 or 4 off of it, but that'll take me a couple of days to get to if I'm prioritizing the medals, right? And I've been able to get to the higher end of the Tour of Duty in Gears 5, and I've not been playing Gears 5 since it came out. Like, I played it a couple of weeks after it came out, and then I just kind of got fed up with it. You know, it wasn't the Gears of War that I was looking for. Then I played Call of Duty, got a little bit frustrated with that, got bored with that. So then I came back to Gears 5, and then the new operation was out, so I'm like, you know what, I'm going to try and max out the Battle Pass on this, because I haven't so far. There's a lot of cool rewards I want to get my hands on. So I've been trying to prioritise getting through it, and I've done it in less than almost a week. Like, about a week and a half's grinding. Like, and that's not even grinding all day, every day. That's like playing for a couple hours every single night and prioritising doing the challenges, and you get through it easily. Whereas you compare that to the Modern Warfare Battle Pass, it is insane. I don't know a single person that has actually got to rank 100 on it yet. Even my friends that pay for the Battle Pass, like, I paid for the last one and I got maybe 40 levels through it. And that feels to me like such a waste of money, considering that so much of the shit you get from the Battle Pass is just pure filler content. Like, who cares about weapon accessories, weapon charms, the wristwatches and that too? Like, what I want is cool gun skins, the cool weapon prototypes and new guns. But the new guns are free anyway. And then cool new character skins, but I don't really even care about those too much. I would care about them in Gears of War, but no in COD, because you don't even get to see them anyway. So, you know, it's just a waste of money, the Battle Pass in Modern Warfare. If they are going to come back with a Battle Pass for next year, which they probably will, because it's the easiest way to get your players back into the game every single day, I really believe that a mix between the Black Ops 4 Battle Pass and having the Black Ops 3 Black Market Challenge system would incorporate, well, it would honestly incentivise players into grinding the game a lot more. And it wouldn't exactly be a boring grind, it would be an interesting grind, like Black Ops 3 when you had the contracts in that game. They were fun. I like coming back every single day to do my contracts, but when it comes to Modern Warfare, oh man, it's just no fun at all, and I just don't want to spend any amount of time grinding that game. So for the next foreseeable 6 months, unless there is an update to Black Ops, not to Black Ops, but to Modern Warfare, I don't really see myself coming back to it. Like, there was fun to be had in it for the first 4 months, sure, but at this point it's just worn out now. It's really bland and stale. I don't enjoy it like I used to, man, and I feel like a lot of other people are in the same boat. I feel like Infinity Ward need to learn some big lessons from this game when it comes to the next game in the series, because you know they are going to make a Modern Warfare 2 after this. It'll be confusing. There'll be another Modern Warfare 2, except this one might actually have multiplayer. But just hopefully in the next multiplayer installment of the Modern Warfare franchise, hopefully they stop trying to go for this tactical focus in the multiplayer, because it's not fun, man. Like, it needs to just go back to being arcade, Twitch-paced shooters. That's what we all enjoy, man. That's what gets us going. That's what we play Call of Duty for. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This has just been off the cuff, so I do apologise if it's a little bit all over the place here and there, but I had a script, but it wasn't exactly a full-on detailed script. I was just kind of going a wee bit off the cuff for this one. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Smack that like button, drop a sub for more videos on this channel. There will be a lot more gaming content on this channel, of course, because this is going to be the gaming channel from now on. And then the Lone Courier, my main channel, will be the focus for the mountain biking stuff. So if you're into both kind of content, make sure you've got the subscription going, get the sub going, get the old notification button going. I'm just kidding, so you can do that if you want to, but I'm not telling you to. And I hope you guys have a good day. Stay safe, everyone. Stay inside. Peace.